Welcome to Beyond the Press channel. We are here at the hydraulic press factory with Profi Press guys, and now I'm going to explain how the new machine works and how it's made. We have a lot of great footage from making the machine, and I have prepared list of all the parts and features. So I'm like serious now, and you're going to learn all about the new machine, how it works and why it's better than the old one. And we are going to go from big to small. So first the frame. Isn't this called like O-frame?
H-frame.
H-frame.
H-frame normally, yeah.
Yeah, it looks a bit like letter H.
Yeah.
So it's the same type of frame as the old machine has.
Yeah.
But the factory owner Stefan, who has also designed the machine, he said that when he watched some of my videos, and they are quite crazy, he decided to add a little bit extra steel to the table and to the frame. Yeah, so it's not as springy as the old machine was, and that's going to make the hydraulics last way longer, because every time when the table hits this really hard, it's really stressful for the hydraulics, and we want this machine to last very long time. And the hits are going to be much worse because it's 300 tons, not 150. And then there is also lifting points up on the frame, so we can use our crane to move it around, which is great. The old machine is really hard to move. And almost all of the parts of the machine are made at the same factory. They first cut the parts for the frame, and then they weld some parts together. And there's quite a lot of welding because it's really heavy, sturdy machine. And then some parts are also bolted together, and the bolt holes has to be quite precise to carry the weight like evenly across all the bolts. And they had a couple of super nice 5-axis milling machines at the factory, and with those we are going to make super cool tool holder for the machine. It's not ready yet, but it's going to be in a couple of weeks when the machine arrives to our workshop. The cylinder, it's of course really large, because we need a lot of force. And we made also the cylinder rod, piston rod, really large, so it doesn't bend like the old one did, which is great. We don't have to worry about that so much anymore. And then the top of the cylinder, it has many bolts, so it's easy to open. You can just use big bolt gun and shoot those open. So if we break the seal or something from big explosions, it's easy to service. And that's also great from Stefan to take things like that into account when he heard about what's going to happen to the machine. He made sure that it's going to last very long time. And then the piston rod end. There is many bolts here, so we can also pull with this. We can attach the tools really hard here, which is great. And then this part is for a position sensor. I talk about that later. So we know every time where the piston is and where it's going, so we don't lose it. No, there is like a lot of cool use cases for that. And then I'm going to make a tool holder that allows us to use all tools, all the worm makers and your favorite tools that you love. We can also install them here. And then I'm going to make new line of tools for 300 tons that are more sturdier, and I'm going to probably have different holder for those. And even the cylinder is made at the same factory. Here is the cylinder pipe. And then the bottom part of the cylinder is also part of the frame. So it has like two functions and less parts to be broken in that way. And as you can see, it has to be pretty goddamn thick for 300 tons. And it's going to be bolted to the rest of the frame. It's actually the parts that you saw being welded earlier. So that's also really heavy, sturdy. The second piece that is going to attach it to. And then here is the piston rod. As you can see, that's also really heavy duty. And the tool holder is attached with this fine thread. So it's going to be able to take all the force. And then the top of the cylinder, it's going to be held in place with long bolts that are going to be mounted to these threaded holes around the center of the bottom part. So it's quite simple after all. Then the table, as you see, it's really shiny and
Big.
Very thick.
and very thick because of the force. And we can split it like the old table, so we can push through the table. That's important for some jobs. And then we can bolt the table down to the frame so it doesn't jump anymore. And also we can pull from the table, and you can mount it here or a bit wider. And then there is a lot of attachment points on the table, so no more moving and sliding tools. We can bolt everything down.
Yeah. And
Uh,
that's also a little bit safer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to, or Stefan is going to make, he said that he's going to make them. We are going to make like thin plate on top of this to keep this really nice, because we didn't need all the holes at all the time. So there's going to be like protection plate here for most of the crushing. And there's going to be like only couple holes for that on that plate. So that's great for everyday use, and then for special projects we can take those away and mount whatever tooling we need on this. And that's also good if we want to start to make some products with this. We can put the dies here and these to attach, just like on the real like,
Yeah.
what do you call the press that makes like frying pans or something like that?
Sorry?
What do you call the press that makes like metal parts, like frying pans or pots?
Production presses? Oh, production presses or sheet-frame presses or
Yeah.
4-column presses.
Yeah, so we can do that type of also with this when we mount something tooled here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then from the cylinder, there are really long ball feet, and those are long because we want to get the pump to different room from the press. And that's going to make the press much quieter, because the press itself, the cylinder, it doesn't make any sound. And when we get rid of the pump sound, you can hear all the sounds from the things that we are crushing. And I think that's going to make crushing more exciting. For example, like poops, they probably make sounds just before they explode. And we have never heard that before, but now we can hear. Then almost as big as the press, the power unit is here. And this is huge.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Really huge.
Tim said that this is the biggest power unit that he has ever seen on the press.
Yeah.
But this needs to be big because I wanted the machine to be strong and fast.
Yeah.
And the power that you need, it's speed times the force. And if you want big speed and big force, that's going to be big power. And that is what we have here. We have 3 pumps. So the first pump is really large, and that can do 50 bars, but that's already like, I think it was like 70 tons or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's a lot already, and it can do that really fast. Then the second pump was like 150 bars?
I think yes, about.
So that's like 200 tons with quite fast speed. And then the last pump is really small for the maximum pressure. But that needs to go only really small distance, so that doesn't matter. And it's great to have different pumps, because the old machine, when we try to go slow, it has to use the big pump all the time. And when you are using big pump, it's pumping huge amount of oil all the time, and it has to push the extra oil through the pressure valve, and that uses a huge amount of power. And quite often our press motor overheats on the old press when we are going really slowly for like 20 seconds. But with this, when we want to go slowly, we just turn off 2 big pumps and use only the small pump. And we are going to save like 95% of the energy. And with that, the motor doesn't never overheat. So we can go like 5 minutes really slowly, and it's not a problem at all. And that's great when testing things and wanting to be really precise. And then if we want to go even slower, we have the flow valve here. So we can also limit the flow from the small pump and go even slower. And now we have the manual control. but we are going to replace this to proportional valve, so we can use electronics to control this. And we can go like 1 millimeter in 5 minutes or something like that. We can go as low as you want, it's really nice. And then the oil tank needs to be huge, because the cylinder is huge. So you need a lot of oil to push it all the way down. And also big amount of oil helps to keep the machine cool and on the stable temperature. So running it long doesn't affect on its properties when you have enough oil to take the heat. And then here is just an direction valve that is switches on which way we are going up or down. So even it's quite big and looks complicated, hydraulics are always pretty simple, and that's great if, like, let's say we have huge explosion and this valve breaks. It's really easy to replace. It only takes like 15 minutes for me to change this. So everything is really easy to service with this machine. And then here is the big motor. It's 22 kilowatts, and it's so large compared to, like, let's say electric car motor, because this can do 20 kilowatts 24/7 10 years straight. So it's made to last, and that's why it's so large compared to power, but it's really strong machine. And the hydraulic system is surprisingly simple. All the valves are on top of the oil tank, and then the pumps are going to be inside of the oil, and that's it. It's really simple and easy to service if there's any need. But I think our machine doesn't going to need any service. The hours that we use are relatively small compared to other use cases. And then from electric motor we can go to how you control the machine. This has computer interface. We have small touch screen here with the press, so you can do all the settings from here, and also see the data, how the brush went. It shows like the position of the piston and the force that we use. And we can also save it to USB, so we can make nice Excel table from that, or even animation. I think ChatGPT is going to make all of those. I can't make those, but ChatGPT can make those for you. And then we can set the force that we need and switch the pumps off and on. And then there is Ethernet connection, and we can take Ethernet cable outside from our bunker and have computer outside of that. And we have the same interface on the computer, and we can do all the settings. And we can also run screen capture program on the computer. So when I'm doing the settings or measuring the force or whatever, I can show it easily on the videos. So no more force sensor camera. Now we have like proper screen capture from all the data. That's going to be so great on like scientific videos. Yeah, so that's the like controlling device. And then these mounting plates here are for safety. We are going to have light sensor here because we want the machine to be like really safe and meet all the standards. The old machine that we have, it's older than safety, so it's not safe at all. But this is going to be safe. The old machine, the main like problem is the fact that it's really fast. So if you are like trying to put the thing here and move the machine at the same time, it's so fast that you might crush your hand. And nowadays there is like standard that how fast machine parts can move if they're like if you can reach them by hand. And with this machine, if we use only the smallest pump, then this is slow enough to meet safety standards. So this is going to know if somebody is here near this, and then it's going to only move really slowly. So this is much safer than the old machine. And the machine itself, if we push here like 300 tons, it's completely safe to be here. Nothing is going to happen. So if you are making like steel parts or something like that, you don't need any like thick shielding here. But if you are doing something a bit more interesting, then they can fit the machine with like polycarbonate here, and it's safe to be next to it. But we are going to have the concrete bunker, so we are not going to add any shielding to the press. but with this machine the safety is like, I would say it's number 3 after speed and power, but pretty high on the list. Yeah, but that's the whole machine. I went through all my list, and yeah, it's a really special machine. And when Rule asked, would I be interested in like getting new press for the videos, I said like, yeah, but it has to be like a bit bigger. And then you were like, okay, let's make it bigger. And then I started to think what else the machine needs to do. And the list was.
And then the list came up.
And the list came up.
Bigger and bigger.
Bigger and bigger. So it's not like standard machine at all. It's custom made for me. But it was really nice experience to design the custom press with the Profi Press.
Yeah.
They listened to all my needs and
The goal was to make the best YouTube press, right?
yeah, they listened to all my needs and understood everything. And then Stefan were able to design the machine to fulfill all the things that I asked, and also made sure that it's going to last.
Yeah.
I didn't give any tips like make it extra strong there or make sure that the cylinder is to open. So they really well like understood what the machine is going to do and made it to do just that. And Tim had a funny story about like customers even before we met.
Yes, yes. It was always when friends or families ask me what kind of company you have, what kind of machines are you selling, then it was easy for me to tell them, do you know this YouTube channel or TikTok or Facebook, Instagram, where they make, when they're crushing stuff like funny videos, and almost everyone knows your channel. I was also traveling last time in Asia, and I asked many people, everyone knows your channel. I said, okay, this kind of machines we are making, and in the future, this channel is using our machine. So that was very nice.
Yeah, I think it's also great when customers ask like, is it any good? And then you can show like this guy couldn't break it, so it has to be quite.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why we have now the 300 ton. It's big beast.
Yeah, and also we are going to visit Profi Press customers, their factories. We have already did 3 videos. I haven't released them yet. I wanted to wait this. But the customers were quite excited about like getting into the videos.
Yeah, they're very happy that we are coming to make the videos. Also, they like that their products are going worldwide. Yeah, and it's also interesting for you that to show your people how to make something.
Yeah, just we are usually just breaking stuff or making something just barely, but you are going to see how like real things are made with the hydraulic presses. And I'm not sure are they going to be on this channel or hydraulic press channel, but I think you are going to like the videos because all the other manufacturing videos you have liked very much. So I think this is going to be a great addition.
I hope so.
And then the last thing, it's not like the main thing, but I think it's a great addition also. We are now a dealer for Profi Presses. So if you are in Finland or any other country and you want to buy machine from me or Hanna, you can just send email to us. And we are also dealer now. And I think it's really funny because everybody else is selling t-shirts. And we are selling now Profi Press Hydraulic Press, so new merch is coming.
And the good thing is we have a nice standard range. But this is a very special press, but we have a standard range from like 15 ton till 300 ton. Mostly everything is in stock. So we can deliver quickly.
Yeah, and you sell in 72 countries.
In the moment 73.
73?
73 already, yes.
Yeah.
We are everywhere in the world. And Profi Press is already well known, but I think it will get more and more.
Yeah, we want to make Profi Press the same thing as Google is for the search engines. That's our humble goal.
That's a good goal, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, and I have video coming about all the standard products that Profi Press has. We filmed that in your office.
Yeah.
So that's coming soon on this channel. But yeah, I think this is all about the press and our collaboration with Profi Press.
Yeah.
And you are going to probably see the guys also many times on this channel. We already plan to go to Germany to machine fair after the summer.
Yeah.
As well, yeah.
Crush some stuff on front of audience with the Profi Press machine.
Yeah.
I think many exciting things are going to happen.
Yeah. We are going to adventure together.
Yes.
Hey, let's show one more thing. I talk too much. Hanna got tired of holding the camera. Yeah, but the last thing that I want to show, here are the regular power units. So they're a bit smaller. Bit smaller than that.
Almost as big as me.
It's taller
Yeah, so if we would get like regular press, we would be able to like do the regular stuff, but wouldn't get the speed that we want for the videos. So it's important that you know your customer when you are speccing up the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is all for today,
Thank you for watching.
and have a nice day.